Members, up next, we have our House File 4223. Chair Elkins. Rep. Elkins, please introduce yourself and proceed. And this, members, this bill will be laid over. Mr. Elkins.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So 4223 provides funding for the implementation of the Strengthening Our Homes program that the legislature passed at the end of the session in 2023 and appropriates money to jumpstart the program. So I don't think I need to remind anybody in this room that our homeowners insurance rates have been climbing rapidly over the last few years, hitting certain portions of the housing market, especially affordable apartments and older condo buildings the hardest. There are new roofing standards that are put out by the Insurance Institute for Business and Home Safety that have been implemented in several other states. Alabama is kind of the poster child for this. When they implemented their program several years ago, the homes that had been strengthened under their program did much better than homes that had not been strengthened when the next major storms came along. So what we're really looking to do with this appropriation is raise awareness of the program. The insurance industry is offering large discounts on insurance rates for homes that have strengthened roofs. And again, we want to get this, raise the visibility of the program, provide funding for people to strengthen their roofs. A lot of seniors who own their homes have very, might not have any taxable income, but would be able to take advantage of something like this if there were a cash help for the program.
Thank you, Rep. Elkins. Members, any discussion? Chair Akel.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you, Representative Elkins, for bringing forward this bill. I think this is a really great and important program. As you pointed out, we're all seeing large increases in our homeowners insurance, and ultimately it's coming from larger storm events that are impacting our homes. And so if we can be doing things in a way to better protect our homes and also then reduce our insurance premiums, I think that that's a win-win, and really appreciate the focus in the grants looking towards those lower income demographics. So thank you. I urge people to support the bill.
Chair Cagle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair and Representative Elkins. And I just do want to flag something that with the grant eligibility, we're talking that income is at or below 115% of the area's median income, and that actually affects about 55 to 75% of, or 55 to 57% of homeowners here in Minnesota. That's basically about between 450,000 to almost 500,000 here in the metro, and 400,000 to about 450,000 in greater Minnesota. So with this, we can, we can harden almost 1 million homes in Minnesota as well. So that would then also get a premium reduction for those homes as well, and also lower premium costs across the board because the insurance companies are having to do less payouts. And so I think that this is one of the biggest bangs we can get for our buck, and I'm really hopeful that we can continue to work on this and get it across the finish line.
Yeah. Chair Heinzman.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and Representative Elkins for the discussion today. In Commerce Committee, this bill was heard, and I'm just going to mention some of the discussion that we had specifically to what I think we all agree is quite a challenge with rising costs purchasing homeowners insurance. Another approach that was discussed that I think could be successful would be, instead of a grant program, and Rep. Elkins, I know we already have spoken about this, but just for the benefit of the committee, I think there could be a broad agreement on tax incentives for those that use materials that would harden their homes and other structures to hail, for example. And I use the example of myself, having already done this on my own and seeing the benefit that insurance companies offer. That's quite an incentive. But in addition to that, a tax break, maybe eliminating sales tax or reducing sales tax for materials that are approved could be an alternative as opposed, like I said, to the grant. And I do hope that that conversation does continue in a bipartisan way. Thank you, Mr. Chair and Representative Elkins.
Rep. Elkins, do you want to respond to that?
Just would point out that materials are one thing, that's an important part of it, strengthen shingles, but the manner in which they're affixed to the roof is also important, so the labor is also a significant contributor to that. And again, many of the people who could benefit from this program may not have much of a taxable income. They might be seniors on restricted incomes who already own their homes but don't have a lot of cash to upfront the investment that's required.
Chair Heisman, follow-up?
I would just agree that maybe we could add discounts to costs in terms of taxes that are incurred during the hiring of those doing the actual work. So that's a terrific idea, Representative Elkins. I'll take that.
Chair Cagle.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And Chair O'Driscoll and I did have a conversation about this bill over the weekend, and thinking about some of the ideas that we had talked about in commerce, I started doing a little bit more research on how we can best get this money to the people who need it. And I think the biggest barrier for some of these programs is that upfront capital cost. And people don't have that money necessarily upfront when a storm rolls through. They might have to wipe out their savings account to, fix their home or find emergency shelter or something along those lines. And so with 115% of the median income, I think that really kind of hits on the fact that we are, encompassing people who make between up to, $100,000. And so I think that this really does, and then how much would it cost to administer a tax program or a tax rebate? How many Minnesotans will actually take advantage of it because of that high upfront capital is really a difficult thing as well. And so, I think that this legislation is really thoughtfully designed, and, we can get a lot of homes covered with this grant program.
Members, any further discussion? Rep. Elkins, please close.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No, the discussions are ongoing, and we'll see how things turn out.
All right, thank you. House File 4223 is being laid over for further discussion. Thank you.